Hey, it's Mr. Keys, and today we're going to talk about substituting other drum sounds for the traditional snare drum. In general, any drum or percussion sound that has a sharp attack, meaning that the sound starts quickly, can be substituted for the snare drum. Here's an example of an instrument with a very slow attack, and then I'll alter it to give it a very fast attack. So let's open up Retro Synth. So you're going to notice that the sound comes in very slowly. Okay, so it comes in very slowly. But as soon as I bring the attack down, the attack was at 10 seconds, so it takes 10 seconds for the full volume of the sound to come in. As soon as I bring it down, you're going to see it's going to come in right away, full volume. Okay, so that's what attack does. So with a snare drum, snare has a very, very fast attack, as do most drums. So we want to substitute it with something that has a quick attack. The most common substitutions are the clap, usually found on D#1. So let's open up the keyboard so that you can see everything here. So D#1 is right here. Here's the clap. Here's our traditional snares, and there's our clap. So that's also a substitute. So I'll just play a beat with the snare. Now with the clap. Now the clap in this particular drum kit is very weak, but if we go to other drum kits, let's say some electronic drum kits, they have a nice heavy clap. Etc. The finger snap and the side stick are also good substitutions. Now, I don't have an example of a finger snap, but you know exactly what a finger snap sounds like. A side stick is not usually on these electronic drum kits. Well, they do have something, but it's not quite a side stick. On the regular drum kits, the side stick exists on C#1. So I would use that if I'm trying to make a beat that's a little bit slower, maybe for, some sort of love song or something like that. But I'm definitely not going to use it for something that needs to be heavier because it's pretty light. There are also some other drums in the drum kit. If we go to F1, G1, A1, and B1, we have what are known as tom-toms. So you can make a beat with this. Now, tom-toms could be a bass note or a bass drum replacement. They can also be a snare drum replacement. Or if I use a lower bass drum, which is down here, it can function as my bass drum. Let's use the search bar to find some more hidden kits. I'm going to look for one called the Latin kit. So if we just type in Latin, then we'll see Latin kit right here. Now, if you take a look at B1, that's a really interesting sound. Now, that is a percussion sound. I'm not sure exactly what kind of drum that is. But you'll hear that in a lot of music these days. Also, C2 is like B1, but a little bit higher. So you can use them interchangeably. D2 is also a percussion sound that could be used as a substitute. And so on. Another one that's interesting is G#2. Now, obviously, you don't have to memorize this for every single kit. You just have to kind of go through and find the various sounds that you think might be a good substitute for the snare. Okay, so these are cymbals and other things like that, so I wouldn't use those. Okay, that could be a substitute for something else, maybe the hi-hat. so that's a good snare substitute. Cowbell. And C3 as well. And so on and so forth. These sounds have a lot less energy than a snare drum. They're kind of almost like the side stick from the other drum kits. But they can be used to replace the snare drum. Maybe the beat you're trying to create has a really quiet section, and a snare drum would just be too aggressive. One of these may work perfectly. And this is only the Latin kit. We have tons and tons and tons of kits. If you just type in kit into here, you'll see all of them, and you can go through each one and try and find unique and interesting sounds for all of your beats. Hope this helps.